second I saw Hung Vanngo post the Selena Gomez makeup tutorial, I knew that we had to try it together. If you don't know Hung, he's one of the most respected celebrity makeup artists in the industry. He's worked with some of the biggest names in entertainment, like Selena Gomez, of course, but also Jennifer Aniston, Halle Berry, Cindy Crawford, Ariana Grande, and that's just to name a few. And there are many more. When I saw this video go up, what made this even more intriguing for me is that I was actually invited to a Sephora launch event in Toronto recently, and I got to sit across from him and we chatted quite a bit, and he was honestly just such a lovely, completely down-to-earth person, which somehow made me appreciate his artistry even more. So when I saw this tutorial pop up on YouTube, I just had to try it because sometimes these celebrity tutorials look incredible, but they don't always translate, you know, the same way in real life. So let's give it a go.
The first product is one of Rare Beauty newest product. Choose myself natural matte Longwear foundation.
So this Rare Beauty matte foundation, it's their newest launch and it comes out on April 1st. I am filming this before April 1st. I went to Sephora to try to get it. It's not there. I wanted to get this video done before this launch, so I can't use this foundation, which sucks. But based on what they said about the foundation, I feel like it's a similar vibe actually to this foundation, which is the It Cosmetics Natural Matte. So let's watch him apply it. He can tell us all the things about it, but we're gonna apply this instead.
This is self-setting and self-priming foundation. It doesn't mean that you skip skincare, but you don't need to use primer at all. You don't need to use a setting spray at all. And the longer you wear, the better it looks.
Is that not the most convincing thing ever? The longer you wear it, the better it looks. You don't need to prime it. You don't need to use setting spray. I mean, I guess you don't have to do that for any foundation, but still. So take my money, Hung. Take it. Or Selena, I guess, because this isn't his brand.
Selena's skin is really amazing everywhere. So I use little, all the area doesn't need much coverage. And they also come with a new sponge here. And you can see that I just create a natural finish.
Oh, he's using a sponge, not a brush.
It also feels really light.
It's all day wear. You don't need to touch up at all, but it feels almost like nothing on the skin. So you can see that I use very little to all the area that I need to cover much. And then where the area that I want to cover more, you can add more. You can see all the pigmentation. They all cover easily.
I rarely use a sponge to blend out my foundation. I have like 300,000 brushes. I'm not kidding. And this isn't even all of them. I literally have 300,000 brushes. But this is nice because this is going on a lot more sheer actually than a brush.
As you can see right now, I didn't even use anything under the under eye at all. And it's covered really well. You know?
So this is crazy. He's applying a lot of the foundation under the eyes. I never ever do that because I have a lot of texture under my eyes. See? So I try to minimize my layers as much as I possibly can under the eyes. So if I'm going in with concealer already, I greatly avoid the under eye area. Selena is younger than me, so maybe that's why it works. So far, this application of foundation actually looks really beautiful with the sponge and just dotting it on and then building slowly.
So you see that? What I'm using right now is I just use my finger to dab a little more around here. You can use concealer with that, but if you don't want to, you still can able to cover the under eye and everything with just the foundation.
So interesting. He uses foundation as concealer. I never do this. For real. This is what I love so much about makeup because it's an art. Everyone does it differently. I really avoid the under eyes and he actually really builds up the under eye with the foundation. And hey, I mean, I still have shadows. We're still gonna do concealer, but that actually looks really nice, right?
All her pigmentation almost gone just from the foundation. The skin is looking flawless, but I'm going to use little bit of the Liquid Touch brightening concealer just to a little more brighter under the eye because I'm using a shade a little lighter, just a little bit that.
All right, I bought the same concealer. I'm a darker shade. I'm 300C. The other shades were a little bit too light for me. Selena's shade was way too light for me. So he applied it a little bit differently than I applied it. I usually kind of connect the cheekbone puffiness with the hollow, but he just applied it directly onto the hollow. Blending out with the Beauty Blender.
It's also a buildable formula and it's long wear as well. You see that? So it's really not for the coverage I'm doing because the foundation already covered, But you see that it just gives that little brightness that I want to achieve from the concealer as well.
I'm not getting like the coverage that I normally love to get from a concealer. Let's just build it up a tiny bit more here in my hollow area. See how I have so much darkness here? See if we can build it up even a little bit more to camouflage that. So let's just give it a second. You let your concealer dry down for a second, you get a lot more coverage. Because we were blending it with the Beauty Blender, Beauty Blenders pick up product. That's why they can leave a really nice sheer coverage, which is exactly what happened with the foundation. It looks great, but under my eyes, I need more coverage. Let's watch this and see what they're doing next, and then we can go back and blend it with a brush instead of a Beauty Blender, just because I need more coverage than she does.
Liquid contour. This is the shade I normally use on Selena, and this shade called Solace.
I bought the exact same one in the shade Solace.
But just because, you know, Selena and I, we always like look for her for red carpet. Sometimes the flash and everything, it take away everything. So we just want to bring back the dimension for camera purposes. This is what we use around the jawline.
You can see that he's putting it on his hand. He's packing his brush with it, and then he's using it. Now, before I do that, this has been on for a second. So I'm just gonna take my A506, my favorite concealer brush, and let's see if we get a little bit better coverage now that we are doing a brush. Yeah, that works better for me just because I have so much blue and so much darkness. Now I am noticing that I am getting a lot of creasing already. Do you guys see that? And that is because I have so much texture under my eyes and we brought that foundation so high. Let's just let it marinate for a second. We'll see what else Hung does. I might have to remove a little bit of it, but we'll see. For contour, I'm using N18. This is my favorite contour brush.
And the great thing about this is so easy to blend, and you can use to define and enhance your cheekbone, your jawline. You can see that just a little bit. That's all you need. And I use a little bit around here. So you see that just a little bit. I just create a lot of more shape. If you go a little too low, you can use the sponge from the foundation that you have earlier, blend it out the edges.
Oh my God, that is a gorgeous contour. Holy smokes. It is the perfect texture for real. That blends like a dream. I also like how he applies in like a sweeping motion like this, and he goes around the hairline. Do you see the difference between this side and this side? This side is really flat. This side is dimensional, but it's super natural.
Next product I'm going to use is the Soft Matte Powder Bronzer. I always like to keep her skin a little warm, so this is a great product because it gives a lot of life to the face.
I just picked up this bronzer. I'm very excited to try it. The brush she's using looks similar to this brush.
That's all you need, because it doesn't matter what formula it is. If you swirl too much, it gets dusted everywhere. It's harder to blend. Just very gentle like this. And you see, I just give her, you see that's a lot of product already. So I just give her a lot of warmth from this product. And it is a soft matte finish. Remember, when I say soft matte, it means it's matte, but still have a lot of life. So you still see a little sheen there. That's why I call soft matte. It doesn't look too flat.
You do see a little sheen there. You see that? That's nice. Okay.
And I love this angle brush because you can see if you want more defined, you can go this way, you can go this way on the face. It's really easy to apply. This part right here, I like it, the whole thing, and I just give a lot of color on the neck and everywhere that I want to give her color. Yeah, you see, it's just really sun-kissed. And then also I give a little bit around the nose as well. Underneath the jaw, I give a little bit more color. I'm doing the same on the other side.
Do you see what he's doing? He's like toasting the edges.
And I always a little bit right here, just a bit more, you know, a little bit sun-kissed on the cheek. For eyebrow, I'm going...
Whoa, did you see that? She suddenly went from like, they cut all the blending, but she went from like fair to like bronzed. So he must have just applied a bunch of this to her décolleté. This actually gives really nice pigment payoff. I'm using one shade darker. I remember when I was at Sephora, I was gonna buy the shade that he used on her, but you can tell she's actually quite a bit lighter than me.
I'm going to use the two Brow product, Brow Harmony Precision Pencil, shade Rich Taupe.
Now, one thing that blew my mind was that he was using the color Rich Taupe on Selena, and she's got really dark hair. Like, I would choose Rich Taupe for someone who's blonde. So do you see that? The shade is actually really light. And I'm just surprised because she has dark hair. But something that I have been noticing lately is that in the celeb world, they are going pretty light on the brows. Like, the brows are lighter than the hair color, and it definitely softens the face significantly. I bought soft taupe too, because if we have the same hair color, hey, maybe my brows are just too dark. Maybe I have brow blindness.
And then I'm just gonna fill in where only needed, and I just, set with the brow gel. And the way we do the eyebrow, we normally I go backward like this to get the depth in the area that I want to draw. And then you can see that. And then slowly I feel it out.
I never, ever, ever go backwards either. That's so interesting. Her brows are so gorgeous, are they not? Every Rare Beauty ad, all I can see are her brows. I'm actually quite surprised as to how nice that looks in Rich Taupe. I would have never in a bajillion years ever bought this color. It looks so good.
The great thing about these brow gel is that one is set, it doesn't move. So whatever shape you want, someday we do more full eyebrow like this, or someday you want more tame, and I just basically just use the comb and I just tame the eyebrow down, and it stay in place like that. And it's a clear brow gel, so very flexible.
It's definitely one of my favorite products. Doesn't get crunchy or anything, and actually feels so nice.
And I'm just basically, I gel it up. And then someday we just like the shape full like that. We can leave it like that. And someday I just want to be thinner, and I tame it down with the brow gel, and it stay like that. I'm going to prime the eyes with Always an Optimist Weightless Eye Primer. This is one of my go-to. You've seen me use on many videos.
This primer was also sold out. I'm sorry, you guys. Don't hate me. I'm so sorry. I tried my best. I really did. I'm going to use the Urban Decay primer because I love that one.
Let's see. If you just want a bit more, that's kind of like soft matte finish, this is a great product to use on top of the lid. For the eye makeup today, I'm doing more minimum, but I'm still use these three products. The first product is the Rare Beauty Perfect Stroke Universal Volumizing Mascara, one of Selena's favorites as well. And the Hung Vanngo Beauty Longwear Waterproof Precision Eyeliner.
Got it.
This shade is along the lash line, super black color. And
that's what I got.
Hung Vanngo Beauty Color Story Eyeshadow Palette. This one is the new neutral.
Got it.
For the eyeshadow look.
Okay, wait. He's using Refer number 1. So he dipped into this one, okay, and put it all along the lash line.
Great thing about this is they are pigmented, but they're buildable. So you can do a little bit at a time you like to, or you can get really in there to get a lot of pigment over the products. The way I'm doing right now, I think anyone can apply the shadow. Just one color over the eyelid. And what I do is along the lash line, I do a bit more intense, and I just slowly fade out on the top lid.
So we're applying it on the lid, washing it into the crease with one brush, right? That's a nice color. Nice and neutral, simple. He localizes it into the lash line and slowly fades out. So that's how we do a smoky eye, right? We have that lash line definition with the same color. He's not going darker. He's just applying more here. And then whatever's left over on the brush gets diffused up. And I also notice that he kind of goes up like this. So he's really pulling the eye outwards. He's taking that same color and going under the eyes.
Same color. I'm gonna do a little bit more intense. You see I dab a little color, more color. And just on the crease, I just did a little bit more depth.
Oh.
And if it doesn't...
So that's interesting. In order to build depth, he doesn't use a darker shade. He goes into the same shade, but with a more densely packed brush. So Refer 28 is more densely packed than the one he was using before. He picks it up so that there's more pigment on the brush, and then he carves it out. So he's picking it up and he's carving it out in here, which is a nice way to do it because it's much more subtle and soft than going in and carving out with a darker color.
And if it doesn't show much, you can go to the next one, a little more. You see, I just only a little dab, and that's all I'm gonna do for the eyeshadow today.
And you can see he's keeping that darker shade in the middle, actually moving towards the nose. So he's shading out this area more instead of the outer area more. Nice. That looks really pretty, super soft.
What I'm going next is I'm using a little bit of the black liner. This is a matte finish and it's very highly pigmented. Do only a little bit on the outer corner here and a little bit on the top here. And then I use the blending brush and I just soft out the edges and blend in the top.
Okay, then what he did is he applied the tiniest amount here on the outside, just like that. And he took a pencil brush to blend and smoke and smudge that out. He's definitely stretching it out into a wing. So what he is doing is he's applying it on the outside. You really got to kind of build up the pigment and then take your brush before it sets and really stretch it. But you need like a lot of pigment kind of built up. Now the one difference between Selena and I is that I actually have more hooding here. I think because I'm older, not so much on this eye, but definitely on this eye. So I'm not going to get that like amazing wing that she has.
So usually if I want to clean up the line, you see that I use a little bit of the foundation as well. And I just clean up the line a little bit.
So that's a really good tip too. You can take a little bit of foundation on your hand and you can clean up and sharpen the line.
I'm going to use 2 coats of mascara on the upper lashes and 1 on the lower lashes. This is Ultra Black Pigmented Mascara. If you haven't tried yet, it's a great mascara for you if you want a super black mascara and give you tons and tons of volume. And the brush is fantastic as well. And it's very easy to build. It's water resistant. Your natural can really build the mascara with a lot of volume from this. You can see, like, look at her eyelashes. Like, it looks tons of mascara, tons of volume.
This mascara is okay. It's not like life-changing, not gonna lie. You know which mascara actually makes a huge difference for me right now that I love so much? Tartiest. That mascara is amazing. It's a tubing mascara and it makes my lashes, which are like non-existent, look so nice. This one's fine, but I'm not in love. Just being real.
I'm going to use 2 different shades of the matte bouncy blush. And the shades I'm using is shades Hope and Thriving. So you see, whether you the shades Happy or Hope, and then I'm always enhance them a little bit of the Thriving in certain area. For all Selena blushes, this is my favorite texture. She have a few different textures. This is my favorite one. This is a bouncy texture. It's cream to powder.
I love cream to powder.
So beautiful. For me, I think it's one of the best cream blush in the market, and I'm not being biased at all. And it's so skin-like and it's easy to layer. You see the way I do, it's just dab a little color and I do a little bit here.
Oh, he's sitting quite high on the
You see what I do? It's just really, it's so gorgeous.
So I love this formula. Like cream to powder formulas are beautiful. Sweet has some cream to powder blushes too. Do you see how they go on? They're really creamy and beautiful, but they're not as wet or tacky as a cream blush. So I'm really excited to try this.
I do a little bit around temple area as well.
Okay.
I do both sides. So that's the first part I did, and I use that, and I use the second color, more brighter shade. Like this blush formula is so easy to layer them. So I use the same brush, I use a little brighter color, and I use it a little bit closer to the eye area.
Oh, I've seen a lot of artists do this recently. So what ends up happening sometimes with blushes, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, is that you get like this demarcation from your blush to your under eye concealer, and it can look a little bit like there's a separation. So a lot of artists now, all the ones that I've been seeing recently, they use one color on the cheekbone like you normally do, and then they use another color to basically connect the cheekbone to the under eye. Sometimes I do this as underpainting. I'll actually do it underneath, and I will almost use the blush like a color corrector, and then I'll apply things on top, and that works too, especially if you have something that's sheer and can see through. You can see that blush kind of transition underneath. But I see a lot of other artists doing it like this, where they apply one color and then they bring it under the eye to connect that transition area.
And then I'm also use positive light Silky Touch highlighter. You've seen me use this all the time.
I
My
got this
favorite
too.
color, well, they're all great, but this is my favorite. It's Mesmerize because I think this color,
Mesmerize.
if you're confused, you don't know what shade you're gonna get for the highlighter, this shade you can go for any skin color. I use a little bit here, and then I highlight on top of the blush, a bit on this side.
Oh.
And this is a
Okay.
great brush to use as well for the highlighter. And you use a little, you pinch them like this, and you do this, and you do this. Nose bridge, Cupid bow. I also use my finger, look at me, and I do a little bit on the tear area.
I love this.
We
trick.
never make
Look
the
at
makeup complicated for her because she like, even like the most traumatic is still like easy to replicate. So that's the whole point. Everything is pretty easy to apply.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And then I would do, see I tap
Wow.
there.
Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful.
Just give a little life
Oh
on
wait,
the eyelid as
okay,
well.
now he's doing it on the lid. Add a little light here. Ooh, this is a gorgeous product. Holy smokes, that's so beautiful.
And it works great on texture skin as well. So you don't have to worry about enhance on the texture from this product. And then what I do, I go back with the empty brush earlier. I just merge them again together. So that's how I normally do.
What do we think so far? It's nice, right? I forgot to put mascara underneath. Let's do that.
Kyworth's matte lip liner, the shade Wise, one of the shades I use on sale a lot. Another product is Fine Comfort Lip Butter. This shade is friendly. This is a great product for people who want to have some color, keep the lip hydrated, but you don't feel the heaviness of the lipstick. So you see the way Sal is, her natural lip shape is actually up here, but the color stopped right there. I follow the upper part. You see that part right there? So I just follow the shape today.
Okay.
Most of us, we do have that double lip line, so you can just create the shape the way you want. And I just do the upper one here. The rest of them just follow natural shape. Same thing on this side. You can fill in the whole thing you want to, but this is a warm nude shade, and it does have quite a bit of pigment. You see that?
Can you guys see that gradient? So we're going from like a deeper lip line into a more sheer middle. This is a really nice way to shade in the lips. Going in with this. This looks really nice too. I've been excited to try this formula. Oh, it's actually quite a bit more sheer than I was expecting. It's a balmy gloss, you know, but let's see how it looks with
Or you can use a lip brush. I tend to use a lip brush, but when you apply yourself, you just use directly from the tube.
It looks so different on me than her, doesn't it?
This one have hyaluronic acid, shea butter, apple seed oil, and Centella asiatica. It's very hydrating.
Wow, that's nice.
So that's the final look, guys.
I don't know how we got the black liner so black. Like it looks so much more black on her. Let's build that up a little bit more. I feel like that needs to go on a little darker. So what I'm doing is actually picking it up on my brush, and then we can just add a little more here. Yeah, that's better. So if you feel like you need to add a little bit more depth, you can always pick up your liner with your brush and then add it in. I'm actually really surprised he didn't use any powder in this look at all. And I wonder if it's because that foundation is considered to be self-setting, but my skin is so oily. I can't live without powder, even with a self-setting formula. Like, look at how the powder just blurs out the areas that are unflattering. So here is the finished look. How did I do, you guys? What do you think? Did I get close? Hung is a pretty incredible makeup artist and Selena is incredibly beautiful, so I can only hope to get close. But I really like how it turned out in the end. There you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.